Hello everybody, Brad Johnson here. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you some particular pranayama, breath control techniques that are going to help you with optimal health. Now, with a lot of the people that I've worked with over the years, some of the common issues are I have very poor circulation, my lungs are congested, my belly here is constantly constipated, I'm having problems with digestion. And one of the best things to work with involves pranayama, breath control. So through this video, I'm going to take you through three particular powerful pranayama breathing techniques that is going to help you, right? So working with pranayama, right? The energy of breath. And as I go through each one, you'll find a description on the video here, also including the benefits that come in doing these three particular pranayama exercises. So this one is not actually going to be counted as the three, but if you've tuned into my channel for quite some time, you know I've talked a lot about heart rate variability, right? And that heart rate variability at first starts to lift your heart rate up a little bit, and then as you do it more, it starts to go down. So it's kind of like an uphill climb that now starts to go down afterwards, where that involves just breathing into the nose for 4 seconds, breathing out through the nose for 6 seconds, and continuing to repeat that again and again and again with no breaks before, during, or after the breathing technique itself. But we're not going to be focusing on heart rate variability of the three that I've chosen. The first one we're going to be looking at is what's known as Rechaka, okay? Rechaka is extended breath, right? It's an extended breath that again also stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system. So it's working together with your vagus nerve. It's working with the dorsal vagal complex, and it's bringing you into that parasympathetic, calm and relaxed state of being. This is not something where you're taking more inhales and having inhales for a lot more longer than your exhales. That is stimulating the sympathetic nervous system, and that's not what we do. When you're stimulating the sympathetic nervous system too much, you're basically going into flight, freeze, or fight, right? And we're not doing that. We're going into calmness, relaxation, and tranquility. That's what we're looking to achieve through all three of these breathing techniques. So again, the first one here is Rechaka, okay? So with Rechaka, what you're doing, it's very similar to heart rate variability, only we're extending the exhale a little bit longer. So we do this through a state of sequence. So the inhaling breath, which again is through the nose, you're inhaling for 4 seconds, and then you're exhaling for 8 seconds, okay? Now, if you feel that the 4-second, 8-second combination is a little too intense for yourself, move down to 3 seconds in and 6 seconds out. And that will help you. That can be beneficial as well too. It all just depends in regards to the capacity of our lungs, right? Now, before we even get started with the Rechaka, one of the things we want to do first is we want to tighten the abdomen, okay? All you're doing is just tightening your ab muscles. You're not sucking it in like this, okay? I know I got a bit of a belly here, so we're not sucking it in like that. We're basically just going about 50% of the way. All right, so if 100% is fully sucking in your belly, you're only going about 50%, right? And what that does is that's tightening your ab muscles. And you're basically looking at yourself like a constricted balloon, right? The bottom of the balloon is constricted, so all of the air, or preferably the prana, as I will term it, is actually up here in the chest, right? So when you're basically just sucking in the belly, and I'll just turn to the side here so you can see, right, so that's me just sucking it in like that. This is me in natural posture. That's sucking it. This is when really, really sucking it in. You're not doing that, okay? So you're just tightening the abs, okay? This is referred to as Uddiyana Bandhan, okay? It's a lock. We can also refer to it simply in English as navel lock, okay? And that's all you're doing, is you're just putting a lock here. And what this is doing is this is conserving all of the prana here in the solar plexus, so that it is actually circulating all around the chest. And that is actually what's going to help you clear away bloating, that's going to cause any particular form of gastrointestinal disease over time to dissipate, to dissolve, because you're keeping all the energy up here in the chest while the abdomen here is being tight. So again, a lot of gastrointestinal diseases, a lot of digestive problems, a lot of bloating can be resolved just by doing Uddiyana Bandha, or again, the navel lock. Okay, so we're making sure that we're doing that through all three breathing exercises that we're going to practice together with today. So even after you do the three breathing exercises, I would recommend try to keep your abs tight. Okay, not sucking it in like this, okay? Just a nice tightness, right? Just like this, like you see what I do with my hand here. Just tight, right? Not sucked in, just tight, okay? And it feels a little bit difficult at first if we're not too strong in the midsection. Of course, that was certainly the case for me because I have a bit of a big midsection, okay? But over time, it starts to become easier and you just start to get used to it. You're just used to tightening the abs, not sucking in the belly, but just tightening up the abs. Like I said, that is working together with the pranic flow here. We're keeping the pranic flow healthy. If we don't do that and we're just doing natural breathing exercises, and a lot of people don't teach this, there's only a few people that actually do, and this is a very, very efficient teaching, is if we don't, a lot of that energy will leak in here, and basically the efficiency of the pranayama exercises that you're going to go through are going to be reduced in efficiency by 50%. Okay, so you keep the abs tight, and that gives a 100% efficiency of making this prana here in your solar plexus flow around the chest. Believe it or not, that is actually what helps to heal the abdomen. That's what helps to heal your intestines. That's what helps to heal your colon. That's what helps to heal gastrointestinal diseases, intestinal problems, digestive problems, okay? Is just by doing the navel lock. So let's get back into Rechaka now. Again, so we're breathing in for 4 seconds, breathing out for 8 seconds. Like I said, if that's too intense, then breathe in for 3 seconds and breathe out for 6 seconds, okay? Whichever you feel is best for you. And we're gonna do this a total of 6 times together, okay? So working with Rechaka, it's fine to basically do it approximately 6 times per day, okay? If you're noticing that you have high blood pressure, if you have a lot of acidity issues in your body, then this is why we're keeping it to about a 6 repetition scale, okay? We're not just doing it constantly over and over and over again, but you can certainly do a small amount, and this is considered a small amount. Does not matter what your health regime is, okay? If you are young, if you're healthy, I'd say go ahead and do this about 12 times per day, okay? But we're basically just keeping it to 6 for people, because I think the people I'm talking about are not familiar with this and will want to help improve their body altogether. That's why we're sticking to 6. Okay, so 4 in through the nose, 8 out through the nose. Okay, so it's all nose breathing, nothing at the mouth in this exercise. Okay, so as you're breathing, 1, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's no stoppage. Okay, there's no stoppage before, during, or after the Rechaka Pranayama. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this together now. 4 seconds in, 1, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Second time, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Third time, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Fifth time, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time, 1, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And relax. And I'm going to do a sample breath of it as well too. Okay, So you see through that sample breath how I'm working with really emphasizing the sound of the breath. This is what we call the Ujjayi Pranayama. Okay, this is what you're doing as you're breathing through this. So as you continue to practice this, ensure you're actually making your breath audible. Okay, it's like you're saying ha, right? You're saying ha as you breathe in mentally, this, right? And ha as you're going out. Okay. Now you're not doing that verbally, but you're doing that mentally. You're basically integrating that ha sound as you breathe in and as you breathe out. So okay, that is Ujjayi Pranayama. That is the ocean breath. It is also referred to as the victorious breath. Okay, and Ujjayi is extremely powerful. When we're working with Ujjayi together with these breathing exercises where you're making your breathing audible, that is bringing about tremendous benefits to your body. That's clearing passageways, that's widening vessels, that's widening the arteries in your body as well too, as you're working with the Ujjayi sound. Okay, so you want to just keep practicing that, whether you're doing heart rate variability or whether you're doing Rechaka, right? Keep practicing with the Ujjayi. Okay, very, very powerful and very beneficial for your body. Like I said, our goal is to really increase circulation, get the blood flowing, get your prana active, get your prana strong, helping to clear away any abdominal problems here, as well as any other particular forms of problems that are in your body. Aches, pains, stiffness, sores, through the joints, right? Through the organs, through the muscles, through the nerves, cleaning the nervous system. We're doing all of those things here as we're doing these three demonstrating pranayama exercises. Okay, now we're going to go on to the second one. Okay, the second pranayama exercise we're going to be doing is known as the Khand breath. Okay, that's K-H-A-N-D, Khand breath. And this is also known as like a pulse or an interval breath, right? So if we're doing a full inhale like this, instead, what we're going to be doing is we're doing this. Okay? Instead of going through a full exhale like this, we're going to be doing this. Okay? So a pulse in between the two. I'm just doing it with the mouth so it sounds a little bit more louder so you can hear it. Right? So as you inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay? It's like you're doing two breaths in one. It's an interval breath. It's a pulsed breath. Now what you're doing is you're not doing this. Okay? You're not trying to make a part of your breath longer than the other part of the breath that you pulse, right? You're not trying to do 70% and then pulse and then 30% to finish the inhale. We don't do that. We try to keep everything even, 50-50. Okay, so okay, you see how that is an even breath. So we're not having to do long expelling breaths with the Khand. Okay, the Khand breath, like I said, the pulsing, the interval breath, we are just breaking it up into two sections. Okay, so we're going to do that just through the nostrils. We're not doing it through the nose, through the mouth, I should say. We're not doing it through the mouth, okay? That's just for demonstration purposes. But again, I just want you to watch me first as I do 2 runs of this Khand breath, okay? Second time. Okay, so that's giving you the idea of the Khand breath. So you can see the benefits of what the Khand pranayama is doing for you here on the screen. And so we're going to do that together, and we're just going to do this one a total of 10 times together. Now, if you're, again, young and healthy, or if you're older but you're healthy, you can basically double that. You can basically bring that up to 20 or even up to 21, okay? But for now, we're basically just cutting that in half, and we're just going to do 10 of these breaths. Inhale, exhale, and remember that little pulse that's at the middle, okay? So let's do that together now as we do 10 of these. Okay, ready? And I'm going to do this together with you. Ready? Let's begin. And relax. Did you remember Udayana? Did you remember your navel lock, right? As I mentioned, you want to make sure we're keeping the navel lock active for all 3 of these pranayama exercises, okay? So if you need to, give yourself a little bit of a break for about a minute or 2, and then try again. Maybe just try 5 of them, right? As you're inhaling, exhaling, holding in the belly, okay? So tightening the abs, doing the Udayana bandhan, okay? Very, very important, because that is going to make your pranayama experience far more efficient, 100%. Now here's a secret, guys, that a lot of people don't know about pranayama. When we look at urination, defecation, and sweating, that actually only takes out 30% of toxins in your body, at best, not always, okay? So when you sweat, when you urinate, and when you defecate, you are only releasing about 30% approximately of toxins. When you start incorporating the pranayama breath control like this, you're actually expelling the remaining 70% of toxins in your body. This is how valuable pranayama breath control is. The greatest form of expulsion of toxins is through your breath, okay? But most importantly, it's through long exhales. Okay? It's not through where you're making your inhales longer and your exhales shorter. You're hardly going to expel any toxins out altogether, right? A lot of people in that sense that are very fond of the Wim Hof method, and that's a very good breathing technique as well too. But really what we're aiming for here is because the Wim Hof method is very good at stimulating the sympathetic, okay? And we're not doing that. We're stimulating the parasympathetic. This is going to help to expel even more toxins than that particular breathing technique. It's not to say that that's a bad breathing technique. It's a wonderful breathing technique. It's very powerful. It's very beneficial. And of course, like I said, you can endure yourself through cold environments and so forth. And that's very, very good. But that's not what we're doing here. We're not stimulating this sympathetic, okay? Because again, you're inhaling strongly and you're exhaling maybe only 2/3 of the way, and then you have to inhale again. And that is stimulating the sympathetic, okay? We don't want that. When you're detoxing like this, because this really is for cleaning and detoxifying yourself, you need to work with the parasympathetic, not the sympathetic, okay? Very, very important. That's the difference between this type of breathing and something like sympathetic breathing, like the Wim Hof method offers, which is great, but that's not what we're doing here, okay? So let's move on to the 3rd pranayama exercise. The 3rd pranayama exercise is referred to as Kaaka-Shuddhi Kriya, okay? It's a Kaaka-Shuddhi Kriya pranayama. So this is a very special type of pranayama, or again, it's actually referred to as a Kriya, that is helping you to take those long exhales and purging out a great deal of those toxins. Now, this involves some bodily movement as well too. But again, we want to make sure we're holding the navel lock, the Udayana in place. So for the first exercise, the second exercise, the third exercise, please make sure you're holding Udayana bandhan, okay? The navel lock, right? Just tighten your abs. That's all you got to do. Just tighten, right? I'm not saying suck it in. I'm just saying tighten. That's all you're doing, is you're tightening this in altogether. So I'm going to demonstrate 2 rounds of the Kaaka-Shuddhi Kriya, okay, because there's a little bit more to this than what we were doing previously. With the first 2, we're basically just working together with the breath. We're not really doing a lot of motion, we're movement with the body. Whereas in this case, we're actually doing quite a bit of movement with this 3rd exercise, with the Kaaka-Shuddhi Kriya. Kaaka-Shuddhi basically means crow breath, or the beak of a crow. So what you're doing in this exercise is you're puckering your lips, right? So as you inhale, you're puckering your lips and you're doing a blast of an exhale. think of it like a large birthday cake that's right in front of you that has about a dozen candles. I'm pretty sure a lot of you are older than 12, but nonetheless, you have a dozen candles on this birthday cake and you want to take them all out. You want to blow out all the candles in one go, okay? And that is very much like what the Kaaka-Shuddhi Kriya is teaching you. Now, you can either do this sitting down on the floor cross-legged, or again, I'm doing this in a chair. So again, my knees are just wide apart. It's because I'm going to be bending forward like this, and I'm going to be bringing my head down like that as well too as I breathe out. Once I completely empty my lungs, because that's what's required. You need to completely empty out your lungs. After you empty out your lungs, you inhale. As you inhale, you raise back up, okay? So that is very, very important as you work together with the Kaaka-Shuddhi Kriya. So very, very important. So again, I'm going to demonstrate this 2 times, and then we're going to do this a total of 5 times together, okay? So don't do this with me, just observe what I do for the first 2 rounds, and then together we'll do 5 of them, okay? So I'm going to make sure navel lock is engaged, breathing in, and go. Okay, I'm going to take a moment just to breathe in and breathe out fully. Inhaling again, navel lock engaged, and go. Inhale, exhale. Okay, do another inhale and exhale. And then you would do the next round, okay? So just observing exactly what I've done here. It's kind of like you're spitting out water, but like I said, you're exhaling to the greatest might that you can. Some people are pretty ginger with this. They're pretty soft and subtle. It's like, whew. No, you're not doing whew. You're going, okay? You are blasting out that mofo. As much and as powerfully as you can, okay? There's a big birthday cake right in front of you. I want you to blow out all the candles. You're not doing this, okay? You're blowing it out. So this is where you're puckering the lips so it looks like the beak of a crow, right? This is why it's called Kaaka-Shuddhi Kriya. Okay? And while you're doing it, making sure your navel lock is engaged. So very, very important, okay? For all 3 exercises, please, please, please engage the navel lock, Uddiyana Bandhan, okay? The, again, navel lock, the abdominal lock. Very, very important, okay? So let's do that together now, a total of 5 times, okay? So once we exhale and we inhale back up, we take another inhale and another exhale. And then we go ahead and then we do the next round, okay? So 5 rounds of this. Let's do this together. So navel lock engaged, spine nice and straight, knees apart so you can bend down with ease, okay? If you have a hard time trying to bend down, like if this is too much effort, then just go and bend down slightly like this, okay? Most importantly is you're bringing your head down as you're exhaling, okay? So if I'm going like that, okay? If you don't have a very flexible back, just bend down like this. Okay? Just try to go down as best as you can, right? Meet your body where it's at. Very, very important. All right, let's do this together now. Inhale. Go. Inhale, exhale. Okay, another inhale and exhale. So again, you're inhaling first and then you're coming back up, okay? Exhale. Okay, stomach tight. Inhale again. And go. So yeah, inhale and then rise up. Okay, exhale that out. Okay, inhale again. Exhale again. This is our 3rd round now. Okay, inhale, spine straight, abdomen tight. Let's go. Inhale and rise, and exhale, making sure you're completely emptying your lungs as you're exhaling, okay? So inhale, exhale. So as soon as you're bending over, you're exhaling every drop of breath out of your lungs. Very, very important, okay? Let's do the fourth round now. Inhale, spine straight, navel lock. Go. Okay, finish your exhale. Okay, another inhale. Exhale. Okay, fifth and final time. So, abdomen engaged, spine straight. Get ready. Go. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, and I want you just to take a moment just to close your eyes. And I want you to be aware of how much air you're breathing into your lungs. And be aware of how much air you're breathing out through your lungs. Okay, and as you continue to breathe in, right, use the Ujjayi, okay? So make that breathing in and breathing out audible. Okay, and you take about a minute or two and just breathe through that, right? Just being aware of the breath that you're absorbing into your lungs, that you're inhaling into your lungs, okay? And being aware of the volume that you're exhaling with the lungs. This is you just tuning into the breath. And this is where the true power of pranayama comes into play. You're being aware of how much breath you're intaking and how much breath you're outtaking, and you're just flowing with it. This is actually what expands your magnetism. This is what makes your energy field much more wider and much more broader. This is actually what brings you into developing your own intuition to a greater level, okay? This also takes you to cosmic levels over time. You actually are now starting to be aware of life all around you. You're starting to be aware of life upon the planet. You're now starting to stretch yourself out and even going out into the cosmos and actually being aware of what's there. You'll be aware of the orbit of the Earth. You'll be aware of the orbit of the surrounding planets. You'll be able to go into the planets and find out exactly what's happening. This is what happens over time as you start doing pranayama like this. Not only is it important to work together with the exercises, most importantly, you want to tune into the breath. How much volume of air am I inhaling? How much volume of air am I exhaling? And I'm tuning into that, tuning in, right? I tune in as I inhale, I tune out as I exhale, and I'm expanding my field. My magnetism is becoming much more potent. I'm now starting to feel around the entire Earth, and this happens over time, right? As the weeks, months, and yes, even the years go by, you're continuing to do this every single day. You are going to be an intuitive powerhouse, right? You are going to be able to feel things. You're going to be able to sense things that the conscious self, that the five senses cannot perceive, right? So that again is why it's very important that you're keeping track of your breath. Very, very important. So I encourage you to watch this video daily and to do the 3 exercises every single day, okay? So again, you'll find that there's chapters on this video. So just go into each chapter and do each and every single practice. That helps to make it a little bit shorter, as I know this is a bit of a long video, but again, work with the chapters, work with the breath, and this is gonna help you tremendously. I was getting advice from others to say, Brad, you should do a pranayama video because there's so many of us that need it, and you're right. And this is exactly why I've done this today. So thank you again for joining me. Please remember to watch this video daily. Make sure you're doing the 3 exercises. This is what's gonna help to majorly improve the optimal level of your health overall. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you again in the next video. Om Shanti 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 Namaskar, and may it be well with you. Goodbye for now.